Halo, Contact Equis, Prologue Part 1, Fleeing Reach. The year is 2552. Humanity is engaged in a genocidal war with an alien alliance known as the Covenant Empire, and the human race is losing. For the past 26 years, humanity has defended itself against the threat of the Covenant, losing multiple colonies and billions of lives along the way. Reach was seen as a key planet in humanity's efforts in the war. With it being glassed by the Covenant, most of humanity's hopes died with it. 2 Halcyon-class ships have fled Reach, carrying soldiers of the UNSC and civilians away from the burning planet to safety. One such ship, known as the Admeliora, has escaped the planet, carrying many civilians and military personnel, including multiple Marines, ODSTs, and a confirmed 3 Spartan 3s. Despite this, the crew of the Admeliora broke protocol and, out of panic, rushed its scheduled launch, and was forced to evacuate alone with no direction to go. The Admeliora chose a direction and haphazardly launched into slipspace. When exiting slipspace, the Admeliora finds itself in an unmapped region of the galaxy. The ship's crew breathes a sigh of relief, thinking they are in the clear. How wrong they were. The command bridge was full of various men and women rushing from one station to another, trying to figure out their location. Many crew members are flustered and unfocused as they had escaped Reach 20 days ago. The tensions are high. However, when the bridge door opens, many hear the important call. "Captain on deck!" One of the soldiers shouts, as all crew members stop what they are doing as their commanding officer steps into the bridge, accompanied by 2 ODST escorts. Captain McCormick was a white-skinned man with a dark gray goatee and hair, which was cut very short. The man appeared to be in his early 50s and was currently wearing the standard UNSC captain's uniform. Upon entering the bridge, all crew members present gave the captain a salute, to which he motioned them to stand down. "At ease, men," the captain calmly says before approaching the main console with his arms firmly behind his back. "Get back to work at figuring out where exactly we are."
Yes, sir!
The crew says in unison as they go back to their stations. "Reagan, status report," said the captain. Next to him on the console, the ship's artificial intelligence manifests. The AI appeared as a male of American descent in his early 70s. He had short hair and donned a nice suit. The shipboard AI glowed bright red.
"Captain McCormick, sir.
Reagan addressed the captain with a salute.
We appear to be near the outer edge of the Milky Way galaxy, far out from any uncharted area."
"We left Reach too early and made a blind jump," Captain McCormick sighed. "Did we lose them?"
"I am unsure just yet."
Reagan answered with uncertainty.
"But they were on the other side of Reach, waiting for any ship attempting to leave. Even though we left alone, I'm sure we were noticed. After all, we left a pretty big hole in space."
Captain McCormick gave a sad sigh. It was a pain for him to abandon Reach, especially since it was his home planet. "Do we have any contact with any nearby UNSC ships?" asked the captain.
"Negative, sir."
Reagan answered, shaking his head.
"The closest ship in our vicinity is another Halcyon-class cruiser, but even it is out of range of our comms."
"Then we must..." Captain McCormick started before something caught his eye. "Reagan, do you see that?" As the Admeliora drifted forward, close by was an unknown planet. McCormick stepped closer as other crew members stopped what they were doing to look at the planet. "Reagan, what planet is that?" Captain McCormick asked, still stunned.
"I do not know, sir."
Reagan said.
"As I said, this sector is not mapped."
"Well, are there any observations you can make of the planet from here?" asked McCormick. Reagan began analyzing the unidentified planet for the next minute.
"According to my scans,
The AI responded.
this planet has a stable atmosphere capable of habiting life. Liquid water is present, and the oxygen levels are similar to that of Earth and most of our..."
Reagan paused as a look of confusion formed on his face. Captain McCormick noticed the AI's confusion and asked, "What is it, Reagan?"
"Something is wrong with this world.
Reagan answered.
It doesn't seem to be rotating on its axis."
Reagan's answer left Captain McCormick and the entire bridge crew puzzled. Normally, planets that do not rotate are scorching hot on one side and freezing on the other. In reality, this planet should be a scorched and frozen wasteland, and yet it seems to have a regulated temperature.
"This is concerning, Captain. This planet defies what we know about astrophysics,
said Reagan.
Interesting.
Captain McCormick said to himself. But before he could say anything, "Captain!" shouted a crew member. "We have a problem!" On the big screen in front of Captain McCormick, the radar picked up a massive blip just behind the Admeliora.
Reagan, what am I seeing? Demanded McCormick.
One Covenant assault carrier exiting slip space on our right flank, Captain.
Reagan worryingly answered.
This isn't good,
said McCormick.
Reagan, I want you to put the ship on high alert. Make sure all crew are at their battle stations.
Yes, sir,
said Reagan while saluting to the captain. Soon, sirens and flashing red lights signaled through the entirety of the ship. All military personnel on board spring into action, ready for any command, and crew members are at their stations. After a good 10 minutes, a signal from the assault cruiser is picked up by the Admeliora. Sir, we are receiving an audio message from the Covenant assault carrier. Would you like me to play it aloud? Asked a crew member. Go ahead, replied the captain. Captain McCormick places his hands behind his back as Reagan enhances the audio from the message.
Hear my voice, Termin.
A loud and thunderous voice emitted from the audio. Kota, said the captain as he recognized the voice. McCormick was familiar with the shipmaster sending the transmission.
Did you humans believe you could escape the destruction of your pitiful world? No. No, you humans can never escape the wrath of our Covenant. We will not stop until your entire kind is destroyed.
As the message played, everything went silent on the bridge, as the words echoed in the heads of most of the crew members there. Many had fearful expressions on their faces, while others had hope draining from theirs.
And Captain McCormick,
Kota added,
I know you are hearing this message. Know that I will save you for last. Watching all the pathetic lives you tried to save being slaughtered before you. Yourself falling to my blades.
As the message ended, the entire bridge crew slowly turned to face Captain McCormick.
What are my orders, sir?
Reagan asked, breaking the silence. The captain looks back over at the mysterious planet, reviewing the observations Reagan made earlier in his head.
Reagan,
asked the captain,
do you think that planet is able to sustain human life?
There is no immediate threat or reason that says otherwise, but yes.
Reagan answered, who became a little concerned.
I know what you're hinting at, sir, and I must interject.
Why is that, Reagan?
Asked the captain, though he already knew the answer.
If you are thinking what I assume you're thinking, then I must warn you,
said Reagan.
We might not be alone down there. And I'm not talking about the Covenant following us. There is a high chance there will be sentient life down there.
That is something I must risk,
the captain solemnly spoke.
There are too many lives aboard this ship. We will have a stronger chance of survival on the ground than in orbit.
Once again, the room grew silent, and that was when a hard and loud explosion rocked the ship, causing many to stumble and fall to the ground.
The Covenant have begun their assault, Captain,
Reagan urgently exclaimed.
That settles it,
Captain McCormick said with determination.
I will do everything to safeguard all the lives on this ship. Begin our descent now.
Without hesitation, the Admeliora began flying towards the unknown planet.
Princess Twilight Sparkle was sitting in the map room of her castle, grading some papers from her students at the school. She smiles and takes a sip from her tea, as Spike, her number one assistant, brings her a sandwich.
Here, Twilight. I thought you might be hungry. You'd been sitting here for a while,
said Spike.
Thank you, Spike. It has been a long day.
Twilight thanked the young Drake before using her magic to lift the sandwich and take a bite.
Where are the others?
Currently, they're taking care of a few things back at the school of friendship,
Spike answered.
That's good,
said Twilight with contentment.
Today's the start of a week-long break for our students.
Spike only chuckled at the mention of the school break. After Cozy Glow tried to steal all the magic from Equestria, Princess Twilight and her friends agreed to give the students especially Silverstream, Gallus, Smolder, Sandbar, Yona, and Ocellus, a week off of school to distress themselves. After all, they've done plenty to earn this time off.
What are you going to do for the time off?
Spike asked, breaking a minute-long silence.
We're just gonna relax until school picks up next week,
Said Twilight.
Yeah, it's not like 2 disasters will happen back to back, right?
Spike joked. After Spike and Twilight chuckled for a bit and things quieted down, a low, soft rumbling could be heard. The tea in Twilight's cup began to ripple, and the light shining through the windows began to darken.
Spike?
Twilight spoke with a small amount of fear.
I know.
Spike shouted while putting his hand to his face in embarrassment.
Me and my big mouth.
Twilight Sparkle rushes to her balcony and flings the doors open. She looks outside, and a huge shadow begins to cover Ponyville, as if Princess Luna was raising the moon too early. Twilight looked up and was completely shocked by what she saw. A huge metallic vessel that appeared to be heavily damaged was flying overhead. 2 words were painted on the side that read, Ad Meliora. However, it wasn't alone. Next to the flying vessel was another flying contraption, but it was colored a deep purple and was around 3 times larger than the first one. Out of nowhere, a giant beam fires out from the side of the purple ship and strikes the gray ship. A huge explosion comes from the ship, causing Twilight's castle to shake from the shockwave. Debris began to fall, as running ponies below scrambled to get out of the way. Princess Twilight quickly flies up using her wings, and uses her magic to grab a hold of the larger pieces of burning metal. The debris she couldn't catch ended up crashing down below, destroying houses and severely damaging the courthouse. The metallic contraption with the name Ad Meliora began to dip, and was approaching closer to the ground. The purple one then pulls away and begins to pull upward and fly back into the air. The Ad Meliora was flying towards the Everfree Forest before crashing hard into the ground, the impact feeling like an earthquake. Looking back up, the purple ship was now high into the sky and hovered above ominously. Twilight couldn't believe what she saw, as many of the residents in Ponyville were now scrambling all over in a panic. Twilight lands back on her balcony where Spike had stayed, his eyes as wide as dinner plates and his jaw practically to the floor.
What in Celestia's name was that?
Spike yelled, clearly shaking from the scenario.
I have no idea.
Twilight exclaimed.
Some pony could have gotten seriously hurt from all that debris. We need to see for ourselves. Come on, Spike.
With that out of the way, Princess Twilight and Spike fly towards the now ruined courthouse. It was impressive how it was still standing. They landed where the front doors used to be and walk inside. There were many ponies running about, but Princess Twilight was looking for the mayor. She steps further inside and finds Mayor Mare sitting at a chair talking to Nurse Redheart. Mayor Mare was holding her head as some blood seeped out around her hoof.
Mare!
Twilight exclaimed as she approached her.
Are you all right?
Princess Twilight.
Said the mayor as she turned to face the alicorn.
I'm okay. Nothing too serious.
Is every pony else okay?
Twilight asked, looking over to see if she could help.
I don't know, honestly.
Said the mayor.
Huge chunks of metal crashed through my office. I was lucky to only be hit in the head by a smaller piece. Most of it was a blur.
The lavender alicorn could understand her. The whole thing happened so fast. Turning to her number 1 assistant, Twilight said,
You stay here, Spike. I'm going to search here and in town for any pony else who may be injured.
Spike nodded before Twilight turned and galloped out. Twilight stepped out of the courthouse to find a very sporadic and agitated Rainbow Dash.
Twilight!
The rainbow-maned Pegasus said with relief before darting to her friend.
What in the heck just happened? Didn't you see that giant hunk of metal flying over Ponyville?
Twilight asked.
Yeah!
Said Rainbow, quickly nodding.
And the purple one.
A pair of ponies looked up at the purple vessel, which was still hovering in the sky.
Well, I witnessed the purple one shoot out a big blue beam at the other one, causing debris to fall all over Ponyville.
Said Twilight.
I managed to stop some of it, but many houses are still destroyed.
Rainbow Dash paid close attention to her friend before asking.
What exactly are those things? Where did they come from? And what are they doing damaging Ponyville?
I don't know, but we shouldn't be worried about it yet.
Twilight said with urgency.
Right now, we need to rally some ponies to find survivors.
You got it, Twi.
The Pegasus replied with a salute. Eventually, the pair flew into Ponyville together.
Sirens continued to blare throughout the Ad Meliora after the crash landing. "Reagan," Captain McCormick said to the AI as he appeared on a nearby pedestal. "Damage report,"
All primary engines are currently offline, Captain.
said Reagan as he gave a look of worry.
The defenses are heavily damaged but still intact.
"All right," the captain replied before adding, "What about casualties?"
Minimal, to say the least, sir.
Reagan replied, which was enough to assure McCormick. "Good," he said before readjusting his hat. "Now, have our engineers begin repairing the ship ASAP. Also, have our Marines set up some tents around the crash site. I want all wounded to be patched up,"
Including civvies?
Reagan asked, earning a hardened nod from the captain.
Yes, sir.
After that, Reagan disappeared on the pedestal to carry out his orders. Later, the bridge crew resumed. McCormick then turned to his right to look at a rather large soldier in armor, a Spartan. "Is there something you want me to do, sir?" "Good to see you, son. In fact, I do," said the captain as he placed his arms behind his back. Twilight Sparkle and Rainbow Dash managed to calm down a few panicking ponies and form a search squad, looking for ponies still trapped in their destroyed houses. They were able to rescue a few ponies still trapped inside their homes, and thankfully, no pony had been killed, but many were injured pretty badly. After rescuing many ponies and noticing no immediate danger, Twilight sat down on the steps of the courthouse. She takes a deep breath as if she had been working hard to save ponies from various wreckages. Rainbow Dash flies up and lands next to her.
I think we rescued every pony in Ponyville.
Said Rainbow Dash.
That's good.
Twilight sighed with relief before asking.
Have you seen the others?
Yeah.
The rainbow maned Pegasus said.
Thankfully, Rarity's house was only slightly damaged. I told them to meet us here at the courthouse when we were done.
Good. Thanks for your help, Rainbow.
Said Twilight, her gratitude clear in her tone. Within no time, the other element bearers began to show up to meet with Rainbow Dash and Twilight. All of them seemed pretty concerned about what just happened.
Twilight! Rainbow!
Applejack shouted.
Thanks, Celestia, you're both okay.
We're fine.
Twilight nodded.
Whatever those things were, it didn't get anywhere near my castle. Though, I wish I could say the same for every pony else here. Are you girls okay?
Fluttershy was shaking pretty bad. She was at her cottage and got to experience the large flying ship land in the forest not too far away from her home.
Yeah, my brother and I were harvesting apples when I saw the whole spectacle.
Applejack said. With that out of the way, the Princess of Friendship looks up to the sky, and so do the rest. Way up high in the sky, the purple aircraft could still be visible, but it had to have been miles in the sky.
What exactly is that thing?
Applejack asked, as she removed her hat to prevent it from falling off her head as she looked upwards.
I've never seen anything like it.
I have no idea.
Said Twilight.
But judging by that destructive laser it shot, there's no way it came in peace.
How on Equis can something that big and made out of metal fly that high?
Asked Rarity.
What about the other flying, thing?
It crash-landed in the Everfree Forest.
Spike answered.
Oh my.
Fluttershy gasped in worry.
The animals must be so scared.
Every pony was now looking towards the direction of the Everfree Forest. They looked at each other. They all knew what they had to do.
Are you girls thinking what I'm thinking?
Asked Twilight.
We should go into the Everfree Forest and find that crazy floaty thingy and see if any pony is in there, and then throw them a welcome to Ponyville party.
Pinky excitedly asked.
Yes. Well, no. I mean, yes and no. Need to check out whatever that thing was and see if any pony is all right. If they're friendly. Said
Twilight.
What if we tell Princess Celestia about this, and she goes to look into it?
Fluttershy asked, nervous about checking out the mysterious flying object.
Well, I'm a princess myself, and since I'm the closest, I am obligated to investigate what has happened. I will send a letter to Celestia, informing her what has happened and then update her on what I have found.
If you say so, Twi.
Said Applejack.
We'll join you investigating that flying metal whatchamacallit.
Twilight gave the Earth Pony a nod before turning to face her number one assistant.
Spike, I need you to write a letter to Celestia.
Of course, Twilight.
said Spike, pulling out a quill and paper as Twilight clears her throat.
Dear Princess Celestia,
She began as Spike begins writing.
you are not going to believe what just happened. I was at my castle when a loud rumbling noise haphazardly came. When I stepped outside, I witnessed these two metal contraptions flying directly over Ponyville. They were massive. Just one of them could possibly fit the entire population of Manhattan inside. To make a long story short, one of them fired a bright blue beam at the other, damaging it significantly to crash somewhere in the Everfree Forest. Falling debris caused some moderate damage in Ponyville, but thankfully, no pony was killed. As the Princess of Friendship, me and my friends will head out to investigate what exactly it was that crash landed. I hope to hear from you soon. Your former student, Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Upon finishing, Spike ignited the scroll in flames, sending it to Celestia.
No time to waste, girls. Let's go check this object out.
Twilight announced, her friend stepping closer to her.
Spike, I would like for you to remain here in case any pony else needs help.
You got it, Twilight.
Spike saluted as the ponies ran off towards the forest.